Well, I agree very much with what the previous speaker said, especially at the end. What I have to say will very much coincide with what Pauline said. In a few places I disagree. I have four things by which I judge everything and that I want you to judge everything by. One is logic and common sense. Is what we're saying simply sensible? Number two is evidence. What's the reality of it? What does the research show us? Number three is experience. Does it tie into people's experience, including your experience? And the fourth thing is meaning. I'm always searching for the meaning of things, the meaning of words and the meaning of our policies, the meaning of our ideas. Is what we're doing meaningful? So where do you get your information and your ideas about addiction? Well, a lot of them come from America. So I've come from America to contest some of these ideas, although you've come up with some bits on your own. And, well, I don't want to scare you, but I'm going to tell you everything you think is wrong. You can laugh now, but people find that frightening. Has anybody in this room ever taken a painkiller? Could you please raise your hand? Turn around, Liam, wake up, turn around and look at them. Raise your hand now. Raise your hand.
Am I counting them?
No. Have any of you become addicted to a painkiller? Turn around. Has anybody, raise your hand if you become addicted to a painkiller? Summarize what we've just seen.
The vast majority of people have used
Everybody's taken a painkiller and nobody's become addicted. Isn't that stunning? When you come from the United States, what you hear all the time is that, well, opiates are addictive. They're a chemical that grab your brain, take control of you. And you all believe it, but it's not true for any person in this room, either yourselves or anybody that you know. So why do you believe it? Why didn't you become addicted, by the way? Man there with the beer, why didn't you become addicted when you took a painkiller? You. How are you? My name's Stanton Peele. Why didn't you become addicted? I don't know. Isn't that what we are all about, though? Isn't that the thing we want to know? Why people become addicted or not? Isn't that it? Why didn't you become addicted? You haven't thought about it. Huh. What's that? Well, what a strange idea. People take painkillers and then the pain stops and they stop taking a painkiller. You don't need a big elaborate theory for that, do you? All the theories that you've learned about addiction aren't as good as the most simple common sense. I'm going to give you one big idea, by the way, of why I think none of the people in this room, all of whom have taken painkillers, became addicted. I'll give you one word. Connectivity. I think basically all the people in this room are connected to life in a way that made it impossible for them to become addicted to a painkiller. What's the toughest drug addiction to quit, by the way? Shout it out, come on. What? Smoking. Well, you finally came up with an answer. Good work. And I go to audiences where they've sampled many addictions, if you know what I'm saying, and they'll shout out, smoking is the toughest addiction to quit. Has anybody in this room quit smoking? Please raise your hand. Turn around. Wake up, Leon. Raise your hand. Raise your hand now. of you people who've quit smoking addiction, how many of you use some type of support group or therapy like Shantex or nicotine replacement? This you can count. Count, Liam. How many?
I see 3 hands.
3 hands. So maybe a third to a half of this group has quit the smoking addiction. 100 people, 80 people, and 3 have used the therapy to do that. Now, isn't that funny? Isn't it? Don't we all know that the only way you can, and it's the toughest addiction. You said so. Ain't that strange? We all know that treatment is necessary to overcome addiction, and yet amongst you, a majority perhaps, or almost, have quit the toughest addiction, and virtually none of you relied on any form of treatment. What's that tell us? What? Shout it out. Come.
Treatment's not always necessary.
Treatment's not often necessary, and I'm glad you're able to say that because you were one of the treatment people. Very good search for meaning. That people have the resources within themselves to overcome addiction. Now, the idea that opioids are addictive and treatment is necessary, those aren't old, crazy ideas. Those are the modern public health model. So we're going beyond public health model here. So you've been misinformed against your own experience. You believe things that aren't true by your own experience. Why do you ignore your own truths? Why would you believe things that aren't true for you? It's the power of ideas, and in this case, bad and wrong ideas. But you know what you might say? You might say this to me. You might say, Stanton, what's it to you? So what if we believe a lot of wrong things? Go mind your own beeswax. We have our beliefs, you have your beliefs. We'll all go to our own separate corners, and we'll all be happy. In America, we tell everybody that addiction is an equal opportunity. Everybody's equally likely to get addicted. But of course, then how come not one person here got addicted to opiates? The capital of addiction in America is West Virginia. 52 per 100,000 per annum. And they hired a new public health commissioner. And his name's Gupta, and I know instantly you'll realize that's not an Irish name. They brought somebody from India who was trained in medical school in India, and he had this idea that he would examine the causes of death of every single person who died in West Virginia. Look at all of them. And what did he find? Do you think it was young people who died? Or middle? You're peeking, I can see you're peeking. The man there, is it young people that die of these overdoses or more middle-aged people, 35 to 49? Man there with the hands crossed. Which is it? Now, isn't that strange? If it's overdose, wouldn't it be the naive user who dies? Isn't that logical? So what's this tell us about dying? Who's dying? What kind of people? The lady there. What kind of people are dying from these from drugs? What's that? And what's that tell you about them and their lives?
Struggling.
What's that?
They're struggling.
They're struggling. Okay, no more answers from you. Although you use Shantex, and I hold that against you, you're done talking. They're struggling with their lives. They're not dying from the drug. Their lives are a struggle. 35 to your equal opportunity. They have less than a high school education. They're single. Now, if any of you work in, places like where Pauline works, this isn't surprising, is it? What a high-risk population looks like? But in America, everybody says it's an equal opportunity destroyer. We'll talk about why do they say that. By the way, those people in West Virginia are tend to be white and they're dying of painkillers. And the parallel phenomenon is heroin deaths in inner cities. Overall opioid overdose deaths read among black men increased between the ages of 40 and 69, 245%. So you're looking to America for answers, are you?